Okay, picking up again, still in the second period of the 6th cycle. Yeah, red 4 just attacked, blue 4 adjacent. Oh, right. Red 4 just poured 2 AP fire into the hex there. Blue 4 medium machine gun here should be able to do reaction fire. Let's see if otherwise, once again, we're back to would he normally be able to see him anyways? Well, he's down, so actually it's 4, 8, so 12. If I don't take it now, if I don't take reaction fire, then 24, 12. Yeah, see, I think he sees him anyways, right? So he doesn't have to. 24, 12. Yeah. Yeah, so he doesn't need to take 4, 8, 24, 12. Yeah. So he's not going to take reaction fire because he is going to open up with a 4 AP attack. This is going to be interesting. Who clears first and basically charges into close combat, right? I think so. So medium machine gun firing on the assault team there. So again, I'm just kind of being dismissive here of low ammo rolls. Wouldn't necessarily be a good way to go. Medium machine gun still at strength of 2. Let's say 4 AP attack into there. Range of 3 is 12. Yep, drops 12. CF into the hex there. Like that. Need 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Let's move it back to red. Now red really doesn't have anything to do. Back to blue. See, now blue. Try to clear over here. Well, the first thing blue can do is he can do the same thing as this one. He comes up out of FC, comes up, moves, and gets into the wood line there. Red passes back to blue again. T's fine. He's just going to sit there. Oh, he's actually... he's actually going to come up. Because of what's going on here, he's actually going to come... That's free anyways. Oh, I guess I need to clarify that if you do a 0... I do need to clarify that. I'm not even sure how to put it, but... to conduct or execute a 0 AP action, unit must still use player action. Something like that. Unit must still use player action. Another way is i.e. this is not good explanation. i.e. 0 AP actions still use a player action. Something like that. Alright, so yeah, so alright, boom, back to red, red passes back to blue. So boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now we come to here again. Just waiting for a lucky, not a lucky, waiting for a good roll. Yeah, 62. Now he's got it. He just clears. Now what does he want to do under the circle? Yeah, he wants to get forward, right? So he's coming up out of FC. He's still down. He does. He wants to crawl over here. So I still don't see him. It doesn't make any. He can use the trail and not lose the benefit of the trees because the direct fire, low trajectory fire, is still okay. So this is one. I don't. So can he see him move there? Observation 20. He's down and he's AM. So it's quadruple cost. So this is 8. And this starts. Yeah, this. Ooh, I gotta figure this out. This is 12 times 4. 12 times 4 is 48. Oh, he would be marked AM at this point. He'd be marked AM, and he's currently moving. So 48 down to 24, back down to 12. Oh, so he actually sees him. Only because he's moving. Ooh. So actually he shouldn't have. Probably just shouldn't have done that. But the machine gun there. Oh, we need to figure out, by the way, there shouldn't be. This is a note for myself. There shouldn't be. Oh. That's a 2/3 shot anyways. Oh, no, actually this does apply. Alright, so that's a two-man crew, two-person crew, 0 AP, range 2, see is 1, and then it's a 2/3. Oh, which actually doesn't matter. Is he dropped? I think he's dropped with a C again. You know, I think he is. So the bottom line is he just shouldn't have done that. How to... The other way of looking at it is maybe he shouldn't be moving in front of a machine gun. Maybe he should just be firing away. You know, I actually think that's the deal in this particular case. I'm going to continue on. He probably should have just stayed there and fired, actually, and move when the heavy machine gun can't actually see him. This was just plain poor. This was just plain poor play, really. So the heavy machine gun still drops one on him. Yep, that was just plain poor play. Boom, boom. Red passes back to blue. Blue passes. Now we go to third period. We clear all the blue markers. Clear blue markers. There we go. Boom. So it is going to be. All right. Let's see. I think this is all very interesting. I am going to mess with the situation here. I am going to mess with the situation here. What we're going to do is we're going to fast forward another action period. So this gets cleared. That one gets cleared. This one gets cleared. And there are two reasons. One, I actually want to see how this stack would fare now. Ooh. Ooh. And I want to see how, I want to walk through how close combat might be done here. But you know, I just noticed that blue 4, that's interesting. Blue 4 would need to make a serious, oh no wait, because red 4 is marked with AM, never mind. Alright, so let's first see how, in no particular order, this is just to wrap up this play test. I'm not going to play any further after this. So he's got a whole 16 CF to resolve. Ooh, 27. Ooh, that's actually, wow, that's actually going to be devastating. He passes his defensive check though. So we go down one. Oh, let me go in order here actually. 27, he's between columns. So the 7 means we go to the 20 column. Oh, yeah, the 20 column, but they passed their defensive check, which means that they go back down to 14. Ooh, 27 at 14 is 3 casualties. It is 3 casualties, and they're, you know, the way things are, there is no such thing as like anything saved beyond what comes up on the casualty table. So look at that. We have our first wipeout. We have our first unit wipeout. 27, which is clearly a low roll. You don't want to be doing that. They're in the open, although being in woods wouldn't have actually helped them here. They already had 1 casualty, 3 casualties. That is a complete wipeout. What do you know? Huh. Well, that's what I was wondering. Now, that's 27. What if they had rolled something like 70? Yeah, 70 would have been just 1 casualty. That would have made all the difference. Okay. All right, so that is significant. Now let's see how, first of all, these forces have to clear. So let's see the blue 4 unit on 420. Hey, man, all these low rolls. 20, they're good on their defensive checks. So we go down to the 2 column. 20, they take a casualty. Yep, they take a casualty. Take a casualty, which means that they're also delayed 1. So they would be delayed 1. Well, I'm not going to add it, but they would be delayed 1. So let's see what happens to the other, to the red 4 here. Red 4 has to clear 12. That's a big deal, but they're in the woods. 60. 60 should be fairly good. So 12 is between columns. Look at the 10s. The 0 is down 1, or same column, sorry, same column. Oh, that's not same column. It's not, it's lower column. For intermediate columns, less than 5 equals next lower column, next higher column, I guess. Might be a better way to explain that later, but clearly what I'm getting at is here, and 0 will go down. So 12 is between the 10 column and the 14 column, so we go down to the 10 column. 60, okay, so 60, they did not pass their defensive check, which means that we just stay on the 10 column and we don't go down 1 for success. So they're on the 10 column. Yeah, 60 is a C1. Cover doesn't help, so it's a C1. I think my cover I think I messed my cover up again. Maybe. Okay, so actually they would have 1. Actually, I am going to add the casualties. They have 2 casualties now. They would also be delayed. So now let's notionally jump ahead. Okay, now let's say blue 4 clears first. Oh, yes. So I'm just going to walk through this. This is very not set here. First of all, I think I have to really consider crawling into close combat. That's a very strange concept, unless it see, that's interesting. How would first of all, okay, just walk and talk through this. If red 4 was not FC'd, let me make sure my camera's still picking this up. Okay. If red 4 was not FC, let's walk through this. So if blue chose to come up here in the first hex, so I think that would be a trigger, and red can open fire. On the other hand, if blue spends the action points, to crawl into the hex, which is not really crawling, crouching, darting, so forth, into the hex, then red doesn't get that last shot. Is one way to look at it. Again, just talk off the top of my head. I haven't given any thought to close combat yet. Well, other than what I already recorded on a previous video about generally how I want to see it treated. So I think if they move in that, if they do something. And what about quick up? If quick up is 0 AP, is that not a trigger in EJ? Anyways, if they crawl in, which by the way, they would expend, because it's woods, they would expend, and maybe that's one way to look at it, because they expend all AP, maybe to do that, maybe that means red gets the first shot, maybe Maybe. Oh, and one thing is that there will be no delayed. Okay, so let's say they crawl in, they expend 4 AP to do that. So because of that, Red 4 gets to fire first instead of being simultaneous. Now if Red 4 is an FC, I'm thinking they automatically, there's no... The negatives of being FC with respect to close combat is that the opponent was able to get up to you. But the moment he enters the hex and we're going to go into close combat, I think that this is basically null and void, right? It just automatically comes off. And I think that for close combat, this is an interesting idea. I think for close combat, I think both sides are automatically considered up. For what? I don't know. Does it matter? Wait, it doesn't really matter. Does it matter? Does it matter? I'm not sure it even matters, actually, so maybe I shouldn't have said that. But maybe it matters for after the close combat. Let's say they're both up. Let's see what happens. They're both up. Oh, and if they were marked with AM, oh, the AM are immediately removed. The AM are immediately removed, which at the same time means that if the Red 4 here, let's say, had, oh, here's where it is. So Blue 4 could have moved. So if Red 4, let's say, is CF'd, so action markers go away. Red 4 resolves the standing CF, resolves that. Oh, and by the way, ooh, wait a minute. Huh. What about suppression, though? Oh, I know what it is. You still go by suppression, except that when you're done with suppression, then the CF, ooh, I doubt I'm going to remember this, but I think, okay, he's marked CF, Blue moves in for close combat, and presumably Red 4 has an AM. AM's come off, then you resolve the CF. If the result of that CF would be suppression, that's nothing. In other words, because it would be still the same CF with another action mark, you don't do that. The suppression basically nullifies the casualties that would have been caused had there not been a suppression result. Okay. So then you go to the current close combat. So actually, at this point, forget the thing about, maybe it's always simultaneous. Right now, you go and you basically, I mean, there are no delayed results. Oh, isn't that interesting? Why are there no delayed results? Huh. Huh, why are there no delayed results? Huh. Um, huh. Well, actually, there could be delayed results. It could be that both sides conduct a zero range attack against each other. Well, maybe there are still delayed results, right? So okay, let's see how that it's. Maybe it's automatically. Is it automatically like a max? Maybe it is automatically a max. Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, maybe it's automatically a max attack unless you're. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see this. Maybe it's simultaneous. So red 4 doesn't matter which order. Red 4 is an assault team. It's automatically, so they have 2 fires left. It's automatically a 4 AP attack at 0 range, which would be 6. Ooh. So you drop 6. Do I have 6? You drop 6 on, yep. You drop 6. Ooh, you drop 6 on there, on the opponent. And then you roll for low ammo. Ooh. Ooh, so basically units could quickly be units that are forced to and put through a lot of close combat are going to go low ammo. So he rolled a 91, he's fine. So then blue 4 does their simultaneous attack, and there would be no, would there be no cover? I think there would be no cover. Yeah, I think there would be no cover. So there would be no, suppression. There would be no suppression. Oh, okay. I'm not sure I'm going to remember this, but hey, I can watch my own video. So 3-man team of an assault plus team. There we go. 3 mandatory. By the way, it's a mandatory 4 AP, except if you're already low ammo, then it's a mandatory. Well, it's not mandatory. You attack at 2. Ooh. Okay. So 3, 4 AP. So that's 11. So he drops 11 onto the other guy. Oh. And then what? Then what? All that happened. Then what? Do you maybe the AP marker shouldn't have been removed. I don't know about, I'm sorry, the AM. Maybe the AM marker shouldn't have been removed. But let's see what would have happened if maybe you then resolve the CF. So for red 4, he's got 11 to survive. No cover. What would happen? Is there a skill test? Is there a skill test? Is there a skill test? I won. No. There's still a skill test. Okay, well, that's very interesting. A very even 51. It's 11, so it's between columns. The ones die is a 1, so it's on the 10 column, the lower of the 2 columns. 51, they did not pass their defensive check, which means that it's just resolved on the 10. 51 is just one. Well, it's just one casualty, but there's only 2 left. Just one. So now he's got 3 casualties. Like that. Hmm. What to do with the action? I'm not sure the action marker should have just come off. So let's go back to blue 4. Well, yeah, they took casualties. There is no suppression. Oh, but normally you would get a 1. Normally you would get a 1 AM anyways. Well, you wouldn't get an AM here because it's close combat. You're not gonna. There's no pausing for casualty assessment, right? No, there isn't. So blue 4 has 6. There is a 6 column. Ooh, 16. That's very bad. Ooh, and there's no cover. They did succeed with their. That's the leader too. They easily succeed with their defensive check, so it goes down to the 4 column, but it's still 16, which is 2 casualties. So we're down to 1 and 1. Huh. But now what? Do I completely ignore what I said before and this goes to the next? See, here's the thing. Oh. Well, this is okay, except I'm still not sure that the AM markers should have come off originally. Huh. Again, I'm just thinking off topic. Maybe he's pushed back to where he came from. He's down. Now he gets an AM, and he's FC. Is that what we're saying? And what about the defender? Defender definitely doesn't have to be FC, that's for sure. The defender would have some type of AM as well, right? Would they end the melee down like that? Huh. I'm gonna think about close combat some more. Huh. I've talked before. This so-called fighting to the death in one time period is. I don't think I'm going there. But how should close combat be executed? Definitely got to give some fresh thought to that and go through some more examples of close combat. All right, so this is going to end this this play testing of this firefight. I like a lot of things, but definitely some things to look at. Definitely need to get some other pieces into this. Sights, optics, smoke, although not going to go crazy with smoke, and bring some mortars in. Then vehicles, AT weapons, yeah. All right. Until next time.